On June 13th, the Florida School of Holistic Living launched the Orlando Grief Care Project, a gesture of love, support, and solidarity in response to the tragic shootings at Pulse nightclub. Our mission was to get holistic healing remedies into the hands of those in the Central Florida community who are grieving and feeling the stressful impact of this event. Since our initial call for support just 2 weeks ago, we have received donations valued at over $75,000 worth of herbal and aromatherapy remedies from large holistic companies all the way down to home herbalists from around the United States and Canada. The herbal donations that we have received have been processed and assembled into care kits by a huge team of volunteer herbalists in Orlando who have logged over 500 volunteer hours in the last 2 weeks, receiving supplies, preparing them, and distributing them to over 4,500 individuals at vigils, events, memorials, meditations, and throughout local crisis centers. In addition, we've prepared special herbal support packages for first responders, families of victims, witnesses of the shooting, and the staff and grief counselors of our local crisis hotlines and centers who are supporting our community through this difficult time. We've also developed a number of community partnerships and collaborations to broaden the services that we can offer those in need. We have collaborated with local restaurants and grocery stores to supply organic food and snacks to the crisis centers. We've arranged massage therapists and acupuncturists to attend to the grief counselors and first responders. And we've also arranged for yoga instructors to lead private classes for counselors, first responders, and family members to help lighten the stress of this time. At our school's community herbal clinic, we're also offering no-cost consultations to anyone affected by this tragedy who's looking for more personalized, individual support on how to use holistic remedies to support their emotional health. Herbalists here locally and around the country have been strong and steadfast in their support of this project, and we have been completely humbled and overwhelmed by the show of love and solidarity that has been shared with us in our community through donated herbal preparations, handwritten notes, and volunteer time. However, a community in grief cannot heal from a tragedy of this magnitude overnight, and as the days and weeks passed, deeper layers of grief began to rise to the surface. The more herbs we distribute throughout the community, the greater needs we observe. We are now beginning to receive steady calls for refills and continued support, and requests from new centers and additional facilities that are in need of our services. So today, we humbly invite your continued support of our efforts, so that we may evolve this project through the next months and hold space for our community through the many stages of grief that unfold as time passes. Herbal preparations, monetary donations, referrals to resources, and volunteer support continue to be welcomed, enabling us to meet the requests and needs of our community during this time of deep healing. Through the link below, you can learn more about how to contribute your time and love to not only heal individuals affected by this incident, but to strengthen the web of love that is woven throughout our collective community. It is our hope that during the next months, we can also identify ways to continue this project in support of the daily traumas witnessed in our community by developing an ongoing service for first responders, nurses, grief counselors, domestic violence programs, hospice, and the many other places where trauma strikes our community on a daily basis. By continuing our Pulse Grief Care response for the next 3 months, we will gain the experience in community relationships that will allow us to implement this model into broader areas and to sustainably support this service through our organization. Your tax-deductible contribution, donation of herbal remedies, or involvement as a volunteer will allow us to continue providing these services and make a meaningful and lasting impact on the healing process of thousands of grieving hearts here in Orlando. Click the link below to get involved and show your support. On behalf of all of the individuals here in our community who are receiving comfort and solace right now thanks to the healing power of plants, we thank you from the bottom of our hearts for your continued support of the Orlando Grief Care Project.